0 up on the T side of their own map choice, only to go down in overtime. Vitality, on the other hand, they're here, they're fighting, they want this grand final. They know just how good that could taste. And now we move into Overpass.
Cannot put into words what a whole team being rewarded for not giving up is going to do to Team Vitality here. They did not surrender, they did not buckle, did not concede, even went 12-1, the score read. Now we find ourselves here. A fresh start perhaps, but those adventures on the first two maps, they're still fresh in both teams' minds.
Shiro, he was part of that hot start on Vertigo, cooled off in a big way. Let's see if he can pick back up where he left off. Up and away. Not finding anything with the P250. dupreeh and Apex from the side, but Spinx over towards Divider. He's the next action man. Axile is tucked in just on the other side, and they continue just to jostle him and show body for this position. It will be an A finish. The util at the ready with Nafany and Buster. It's 2 smokes for the go, but everyone will be ahead of it on the A site for now.
Yeah, 3 to receive him. Spinx though, that's the first. And a clean kill into Buster. Nafany can't throw his nades if he's still got to deal with Spinx. He gets him down. A double. And now Apex can finish us off. It's only Shiro's P250 perhaps can right the scales, tip the scales back in favor, all onto Shiro. That P250 gets only 1 as Vitality continue their winning ways.
I don't know what the team talk for Cloud9 would have even consisted of during that break that we've just had, but we started off today talking about the smiles on Hobbit's face, being able to maybe take us to world peace, right? The impossible. But ever since this comeback has been underway for Vitality, that's changed. The entire demeanor out of this Cloud9 roster. It's just crazy to think about the types of games that this team has lost. And just what that will do to your mental, right? The fact that, you know, as a team, it's not just one individual. It's quite literally the team has this block. It's not Ryder's block, this is worse. They're not getting anything done here, and they won't be getting anything done in round number 2. It is the closest thing to a full eco you can find these days, just an upgraded Deagle. And just 3 players left.
And when you look at Overpass for Vitality, I mean, we've seen them, they've been playing it a fair bit.
Yeah,
What's your read of the situation?
Well, Spinx has definitely found his footing on this map, right? We got to cover off him just playing it at a whole nother level.
That's right.
On Overpass, just against FaZe. They just brutalized them, right? Think about how FaZe picked this map into Vitality, and I think they regret that one. Spinx was just pushing long, taking a lot of fights. He was doing an awfully massive job of making things difficult, and I think he's going to continue that confidence here because there's no reason to not, right? Especially after how last map went. And then you have that pairing with Spinx and ZywOo over towards A. Well, that's your star duo, and that's how this map is played. Over towards B, the Danes, well, they're dastardly now as well. Magisk and dupreeh had so much impact on Vertigo, especially dupreeh. You heard the desk highlighting his statistics. And Apex, yeah, look, he didn't have the best of games on Vertigo as far as the stats are concerned, but helped call them back into the game on the T side. And then once we got in very late, the deepest of waters, he found a couple of multi-kills. So I know it was definitely not a stat line that he's going to go and review, but it is something where he did find his contributions here. So Vitality are online and looking good to start off Overpass. That 2-0 start now, about to be tested with rifles on the other side.
I will warn you that Spinx did get 2 on the pistol and 3 on the second round. So in terms of mojo flowing, it's a dream one for the Israeli superstar. He did absolutely batter FaZe. I'm glad we got that one out early because ZywOo and Spinx partnered up on the occasional round, and they are going to be doing so here on that A side of the map.
Spinx only has an MP9, however, for this adventure, so they get their little nades off, and they're going to scuttle past Shiro for a light lick of damage. Now, Spinx likely just wanting to sit and wait in the connector position, but has a glance, and apparently that's enough. The molly off the backboards would have denied his push regardless, and now he will just have to turtle up as over towards B. Vitality are attempting to batten down the hatches. dupreeh with an information play towards short. Hobbit just on the other side. So map control established for Cloud9 now. With with what's left in the bag here for this execute towards B, 2 smokes, 2 mollies. So probably a barrels molly, a heaven smoke. The rest is dealer's choice. Mid-side smoke is very popular.
They're going for this boost, and Hobbit is going to be exposed to it. That's very late to be throwing something like that into the mix. A good find. Nafany does recover the rifle. dupreeh, element of surprise. He plucks Nafany from the pack as well. Still yet to see Nafany fragging in the feed on this first gun round. Axile, the same fate. Sealed now as Magisk makes it easy for the boys. Buster will get the first back. 2 here to receive them on B. dupreeh already spotted out and has gone down. Nice from Shiro, up from short. Both on the site now, and Apex waiting for the cavalry. They are cantering over. And so this post plant will be established. Can they recover? Buster on the site. Gonna have to wrestle with Spinks, and wow, that MP9 stings. And this one stinks for Shiro. You got no hope on that one. ZywOo, nice find. Quick to the response as he does try and knock him off the bomb. Will go 3-0. First gun round falls flat for Cloud9.
Yeah, and look, if we want to use the history books here to kind of predict how this one is going to unfold, back over there at the Paris RMRs, where Cloud9 were vying for a spot at the major, they found themselves in the last chance qualifier where they had to take on FaZe. It was Mirage. They were up 14 to bloody 5. And they ended up losing that game in overtime, 19-15. Then they went on to FaZe's map choice of Inferno, and they got blown out of the server 16-9. They've just had another one of those massive collapses that most teams only experience a couple of in their lifetime. It feels like it's every day of the week for Cloud9 at this point. And the pressure is on again. As it felt like the pressure was removed, it felt like the team had found that relief switch, didn't it? You saw the smiles, they're having a good time. Remember Inferno, where we were talking about how they had this unbridled aggression, they were pushing through smokes? Yanko's like, I like this version of Cloud9. Well, they're gone. They don't exist anymore. Again, they've been battered and bruised mentally, because that's what this is with Cloud9. The conversation is about their mental, and it's one that, when tested, breaks.
Yeah, time after time, it's becoming a recurring theme. And it's the hardest for the players themselves. Your own worst enemy. Equalizing frag was found. It's taken Spinks out of the round. A boost to be erected. And dupreeh's got to hold on to this. Okay, that's a scorcher out of Axile's Deeg. And now, oh, they would have had an opportunity onto Apex, and instead he gets Axile dead. Rounds the corner, perfect timing, more on short. He's got too much on his plate here, Apex. Wants to get the incendiary down, and ooh, a headshot for good measure to repel the invaders.
I'll be honest, Apex was very lucky Magisk was there, because the way that he was taking that fight was if nobody had crossed towards the sandbag position. But they are rotating, hightailing it back towards A here, into ZywOo's domain. He might give up the plant.
Magisk has heard this, relays the information. ZywOo should have at least one, and now on the bomb. Yeah, denied. And clean. Clean as a whistle. Cloud9, they are going to have to... I mean, when you think about it, it must fall towards Hobbit and Nafany in terms of being able to try and shake their boys out of it. It's not easy, and some leaders do it better than others.
Well, I feel that there's definitely a couple of conversation points. You would look towards Nafany and Groove as the main 2 voices in the team here.
Yeah.
But Shiro has been accredited with talking a lot within the mid-rounds.
Right.
So then you have to look to him a little bit as well if things aren't working, right? Because if he's going to be one of the voices, I know that he's getting the frags. You look at the way that he started over there on Vertigo. SEO tweeted out a stat. I'll see if I can find it quite quickly for everybody playing at home. But it was, he started the game red hot. Shiro had 7 multi-kills after 10 rounds. So Spinks will open things up here. He got 0 in the following 25. Right, so I'm not putting on Shiro at all, but if we're talking about voices, Shiro is a very loud one in that camp.
And he's not going to be able to see Magisk, his barrel, or rather his gun model blocking. So Hobbit's already been sent to an early grave. This is working out wonderfully for Vitality's opening. 1 by 1. Just looks too easy for Magisk. Just goes looking. Axile alone, walking out the short pipe. And look at the shadow. All the time in the world, Spinks does manage to convert. Admittedly, Buster brought some bullets to his body. But this one's Shiro, and one headshot's all he can muster. A triple for Spinks. We have to keep our eyes on him as his haul is going to get larger and larger.
Now, there is a conversation to be had with Overpass, and it being quite a CT-heavy map, right? We're talking 11-4, 12-3 being somewhat par for the course. However, here at IEM Rio, that hasn't been the case. We've seen pretty good T-sides out of Big, out of Vitality being another one of those names. Obviously, OG, who went in a couple of those tussles. Overpass is tied with Mirage as the most played map in the tournament so far, both currently sitting at 13 after this game does come to its conclusion. Now, a timeout has been called from Cloud9 here, and with what I've just said in mind, if they're able to get themselves anywhere from 3 to 5 rounds, that's more than enough for them in a normal state to be able to be competitive. The biggest question right now, and the reason that it's not just about the Counter-Strike, is it's about the mental. It's about the way that they are going to approach this new situation that has unfolded in front of them once again. We feel this pit in our stomach. We have the mental residue from not making the major. We've just had a 10-0 start on Vertigo, our map pick that we've let slip. Think about that. Think about how that continues to mount, and you lose a couple of silly rounds. You give away an opening pick. In Counter-Strike, I played a couple of professional matches where, yeah, you know, I was the stark underdog, let's put it. It's nothing like you're seeing right here, but you could blink and you missed it. The first 8 rounds were over. You had 2 gun rounds, you know, you had a half buy in there, you lost the pistol, and it's just done, right? The game already sailed by in only a matter of minutes. And that can be what happens when you don't feel that you're in control of the match at all.
Yeah, the games can slip away from you. Well, Cloud9, you've already made it very clear that on the less favored side, albeit changing. Round worth its weight in gold. Hobbit in. Look at the space he's been given. And Apex takes it back. Axel only the one, and it's still a flurry of frags for Vitality. Maybe Nafany do something with this barrel's position. The smoke keeps dupreeh safe.
Yeah, he's waiting for Shiro to get on over, who has made his way through connector now. So Shiro could smoke off towards Heaven. It will make life slightly easier, but might want to come on here unannounced as Shiro. Oh, no. Maybe changing his mind. That Heaven smoke does sound good after all. A flash to enable that of Nafany is actually both of them looking to pair up through the monster tunnel so they can peek from both angles here. Not just going to dupreeh. Here comes the fight.
Dane first Cloud9. Magis was ready for that one. Shiro good onto dupreeh. Magis trying to play the time for the rotation. 18 seconds, it's against Shiro here, but he's got time for the clear. Magis flashed in, still adjusts. Shiro goes for the Hail Mary spray transfer. And ZywOo greets him with an AWP bullet between the eyes as another round accredited to Vitality.
All right, well, a decent attempt. I'm surprised that we had fights going on in bathrooms and the monster tunnel at the same time right there. So it was a good chance to try and force a couple of rotations here, but Vitality were ready on all the fronts, and ZywOo doesn't miss those. A great shot from him to close it down. And it will just be Cloud9 buying back in with some upgraded pistols and Shiro with an AK in his hand. So let's see how far they can push this issue. Nafany fast, already out towards water. So that's great territory to have secured here quite early. And you can see the rest of the Cloud9 team don't really have any reason to get a move on. Just looking for picks over towards A, and there's a good reason that they're being diligent on these clears. When Spinks had all of his confidence against FaZe, he was basically deathmatching, which was just highly aggressive up towards Party, pushing towards Fountain, Long, really taking all the liberties in the world here. But it looks like Vitality are well aware of what type of buy they're dealing with on the other side. You can see passive in their anti-eco approach.
Spoke to ZywOo and Spinks briefly after their win against FaZe on Overpass. When you talk about that one, it was just ZywOo loving life, just watching Spinks do all the hard work for a change.
That was a really cool monster smoke there from Mr. ZywOo.
Okay.
Yeah, it must be a nice change. You know, ZywOo doesn't have to do it all.
Well then, that smoke, and that's a headshot onto the aforementioned beast. There's a rifle in play on Shiro. If these Tech-9s can do some damage, dupreeh and Magis, this partnership, nice work on the first. Axel braves the smoke, costs him his life, need to reload. That should be the punish, trying to take some space off that. And a bait, dupreeh, good for the first. That's the AK though, good for it. Hobbit delivers as well. A second from his Deagle, a third for good measure. Hobbit trying to inject life into Cloud9. ZywOo though exists. And those Julies for the first.
Oh, how did he snap to that one? Oh, so forget about that. It's all about Hobbit and his Deagle right here. Bit of a showstopper of a round there from Hobbit. Some bangers, met with a bit of mash right there. I don't know what Shiro saw coming out of the smoke in the monster tunnel, but he managed to get that kill. That was a what there? Okay, there it is. It looked like he was in a whole lot more of a gray screen than he actually was, but Hobbit said he's here. Does a whole lot of damage. Great impact from him. The two of them combined will get the round.
That's what Shiro needed. He needed Hobbit to be hitting those.
One more of these, and that's going to break Vitality here. So Cloud9, keeping them on the financial ropes. If they can secure this one here against this double long play, Magisk and Spinx in combination. It's 4 towards A, so ready for the default on the rock. The dink is there. That right there is so much information. You know that's a B player.
And Spinx knows that they know. So aggression in from him. He cleared out Playground. Axel's lost health from that spam. At the moment, this B-side's rather unguarded. Look at that minimap. Trying to rejig the setup now. You can see Knives are out, rotating down. And the util starting to fly through. Buster calls Monster clear close. Bringing that bomb in. Counter utility confirms presence. Apex eats a team flash. That's an oopsie. Cost him his life. Did some damage, but now Vitality, their finances will be under ruin unless ZywOo can hit some more of those. Looking for the denial. Shiro lets it go. A double from Spinx. And maybe ZywOo can close. Suddenly a one-on-one emerges. This was Cloud9's round. And now ZywOo piecing it together. Doesn't rush to the bomb. He's got so much time for it.
No kid, though.
Hobbit will have to do the due diligence, and ZywOo disappears.
Oh!
And closes! That is beautiful!
What was Hobbit doing? What was he looking for right there?
Oh, they're going to be mad about that one. Yeah, even Hobbit, a stone face. You got nothing to celebrate.
I don't think he could have been behind the box defusing at all. I think the bomb was far out, right?
It's a straight up misplay, and he knows it.
He would have seen the little strings.
That's a shot. And ZywOo, this is the finish. Hobbit's going to be kicking himself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, just a face palm, an involuntary face palm.
Okay, well, an odd one there. And that all started with the opening kill for Cloud9 out long. Nafany takes down Magisk, understands something's a little bit fishy. They rotate back towards B, but slowly enough that Vitality get everybody rotated over to the second letter of the alphabet, and they're able to put up such a fight. That one there is a blunder. I was surprised at the slow reaction speed. Sure, you don't know. You only saw Magisk. You don't exactly know what the setup looked like from Vitality, but you knew that it was a B defender gone. You were hedging your bets. That was all fine. The way they traded into the site was pretty good, but the way that they lost that clutch, if the mental already wasn't in a bad place, it's so much worse now.
Oh boy. ZywOo with a KD of 10 as him and Spinx establish a forward hold. Cloud9 are coming. Might get info on the jump. There you go. Buster has a lot to report and forces Vitality back without a single bullet fired.
Ooh, a regress on long here. So going to park him up behind the tree, and ZywOo can, I thought, just bait for him, but actually ZywOo's going to surge.
I love this. Cloud9, they're coming his way. He'll be ahead of any flashes. And yeah, Buster, completely unprepared for that one. Pantsed.
An orb in the middle of the long, at a minute on the clock, right? Like, what's going on there? That's not traditionally where you're going to see an AWP, and Spinx with a transition across just in time, can pick up one, but is done. Shiro does find some blood back. They know the orb was long and not even considering the upper bathrooms.
He's having too much fun with it now, isn't he? He can reposition, smokes himself out, does some parkour to look over this very own smoke. And the util from Shiro, he's dumping it to try and draw attention, rotates. It doesn't work if Magisk still wins that duel. Just on the MP9, he's even dinked up Shiro. Damn. So nimble with that SMG. Just another day in the office for Vitality.
Oh, and what a difference a map can make.
This is heartbreaking, really.
This series, how it started. First of all, Vitality not picking Anubis when I thought for certain that's where they were going to take it. We go to Inferno. They lose that one in, well, quite a quick fashion. Cloud9 are looking great. They're aggressive. They're pushing through smokes. They're taking risks. They're having a lot of fun. They're having a really good day at the office. They go to their map choice, T-side, Vertigo. Everything's great. And it continues to be great for 10 straight rounds. And then the comeback happens and the mental just gets put in the trash compactor, crushed on down, and thrown out the window.
Yeah, how do you stay out of your own head?
No, you can't.
How? When you're still living in the series. The reason you're here is because of that 10-0, 12-1 lead not being converted. You can see it there in the top right. An OT victory for Vitality on Cloud9's pick has brought us here. And right now, Vitality, they are establishing a pretty damn impenetrable defense.
Especially if Cloud9 give away a couple of other gimmies here as nades do a lot of damage. Hobbit through. Magisk deals with that one very easy. You can see softened up. Magisk gets pushed down to 50, but, well, Hobbit was already low, so that kill's going to go his every day of the week.
Numbers game. And 0 now next to Hobbit's name. Up and over. Wow, quick to the draw. Apex finds Shiro. Going walkabouts, trying to be the hero. And yeah, this already reeks of a 9th.
I love the way they assembled that so quickly. Dupree pushes out, gets that kill. He repositions the barrels. Magisk boosts up Apex, right? They're staying very, very agile.
Good catch. Really good frags. That's the B defense bar, Magisk. Spinks summoned. Got that AK, that one-shot headshot coming. Oh, a lot of pressure onto Magisk. Response is good. Gets the bomb out of Axal's hands. Spinks and ZywOo. For Vitality in pursuit of 9. Or can Cloud9 recover? Nafany, an important duel to take. He wins it out. Does not respect Spinks too much. And now, oh, spotted. They're going to go for the plant. He's going to force him out. Nafany will get the bomb down. Leia's life on the line as it spreads. Burning down! What a shot! Through the flames, he finds the head. And secures Cloud9 a second. So far, those 2 rounds, Chad, is Hobbit and it's Nafany.
And still at breakpoint of Vitality.
And I give Shiro, he was hitting 2 of Hobbit's Deagle round as well with that AK-47. But yeah, Buster this time was the one to catch Apex. Axile in synchronicity with him.
Just as I was highlighting how brilliant I thought the opener was from Vitality and the 2 different ways they found those kills. So that's the 3-on-5 situation dropped. That one against a lighter buy could be a conversation for Cloud9 to get back into this T-half. 2 rounds already. We've still got a handful more to be played out here. They win this, the floodgates will open for rounds for Cloud9. So a very important round here for Vitality to defend against. And you can see what they've been able to cobble together here. Not a single defuse kit.
I like the stance. I do like this stance. Nafany's already catching nades. And ZywOo supporting Spinks. They can come back up through the underpass at their own discretion. He's pushed it. He walked straight out of the smoke. Hobbit unawares. And that's not even just ZywOo. That's a big frag back. Dupree responsible. Axal dead. And every frag going Vitality's way. Overlooked with that push. Buster dead to rights and Shiro an impossible one ahead of him. A 1 versus 4 on the AK-47. He has a smoke perhaps to buy time and reposition. He's got a decision to make.
Remember I said there's no kit. So the longer they take on this retake, look how far Spinks is away from this right now.
Can Shiro ignite the fire in Cloud9? This would completely break Vitality. They're on their way in. Shiro opts for bank. Not the perfect plant, but that's the perfect headshot! He's playing it beautiful! Double headshot! Shiro can't! He can't quite get it over the line! What about the defuse?
We're on it right now. 5, 4, 3. It's getting close. It's damn close. It's down to the wire!
God damn! Magisk denies what could have been the defibrillator for Cloud9. The first 2 shots were gorgeous. Beautiful. And it's the fact he just 1 more second if he could have somehow gotten away from that duel with Magisk. Look at this. 1,
Spinks
2.
has no idea where that kill even came from.
Bang on the defuse.
And he didn't. He could have toyed with him. He could have played with him. There was no kit. All he needed to do was bait that once. Just once. That could have been the difference maker there.
Oh, I'm feeling the agony. I'm not even playing. Imagine what is going through Shiro's head when he sees how close that defuse was. They've had a couple of those now. I mean, this really is such a tough and cruel mental game now for the individuals. And Vitality let them stew in it. Straight timeout off the back of that. A valiant effort, but still a round ascribed to their opponent.
But they've got them right where they want them still. I know that the scoreline right now is 7 rounds the difference, but all Cloud9 have to do is win this one right here. Again, like we can start, repeat. If these rounds are as close, if the bomb keeps going down, if it's just 1 player, 2 players staying alive for Vitality, even with the round win, Cloud9 can still break them. They can still get a big bag of rounds here on this T side, but it needs to start with the opener, and there you go. Nafany cracks things with Spinx.
That's a big one. You've got the opening, your opponent's economy is shaken, and they are aggressing. Nafany ready, spots it out, confirms more. Apex down, greed gets the best of him, trying to upgrade that FAMAS. And so not only 1, but 2. To make a competitive half out of our 3rd map in this series. They're going, looking for trouble.
Now, Buster's over towards Long. This is something he did very well when he was an Outsiders MVP back in the day. They're going to allow him to be the lurk. They're actually going to be bringing the bomb over towards this A finish. So all the action will be on ZywOo. The biggest issue he has right now, even if he turns his attention back to the side, that Buster lurk will come. dupreeh and Magisk disconnected from the pack with very limited information on B. So as Cloud9 waltz on in, it's essentially a free sight. It could start with ZywOo finding this kill, and does. 73 damage. Oh, 73 HP. Takes a little bit of damage.
Ooh, he's not expecting that at all. They creeped and they crawled, and it's paid dividends. Already around now, secure. As the B defenders, you know it's those two. The ex-Astralis core.
And they have to hold on to this because the loss bonus, and this is why I've been painting this dire picture here for Vitality as far as the CT finances go. Loss bonus, bottom of the barrel, 1,400 into the next. Everyone can take a quick look at the left-hand side of their screen at home and play this game together. Whatever cash you see with them right now, add 1,400 on top of that. And then that's what they have to splash into the next round of play. Knowing that you're going to carry an AK and an MP9 in, we will see the force buy behind it. That's, well, how I expect things to go on down, but I've been wrong before. I'm sure I'll be wrong again.
Yeah, they knew they had to have Magisk being a bit more active on that one. Use that long range to catch the first hunt, and so.
Interesting here, Magisk could drop a scout for like we have to problem solve this buy, right?
Yeah.
So with where it is right now, look, if I'm Vitality, I'd probably take a timeout to have this conversation, but they could drop a scout from Magisk to ZywOo. Oh, actually ZywOo's just going to buy one of his own here. And then ZywOo could have dropped a FAMAS or something across. They could have managed the finances slightly better than what they have here. I suppose it means that Magisk, oh, he's going to hold on to residual cash. I was going to say could buy some more utility. Okay, well, let's see how far they can push this. You're in the heat of the moment in a semi-final playoff match here, and that tag is the perfect way to kick off the account. Because, sure, it's not an AWP, but you know you need to use the flashes on the corners. You know you need to be jiggling out as a unit here. Oh, I said jiggling out. That's actually quite scary against a scout. So they need to be very careful here, Cloud9, not to take any more damage from ZywOo.
There's a little bit of pace behind this. I mean, albeit walking, but moving towards ZywOo's domain.
They're kind of calling the bluff on this, right, with the way that they're pathing right now. Because if you knew the scout was there, I thought they would be using a little bit more utility here to try and make this awkward for ZywOo. But they've been able to spread into the bathrooms, take this banana controller, lurk smoke front sight, means ZywOo feels a whole lot of pressure here.
Yeah, he's summoned Apex. Assistance, s'il vous plaît. Smoke on long side. And that's his second opportunity. Trapped by the flame, still has to actively engage. Don't forget that tag onto Buster, softened up. He'd love to be hitting a couple more of those, would the Woo. Oh, flash, Magisk tried to go aggressive, still manages to profit from it onto Nafany. Oh! Magisk explodes! The only rifle saved through, and Cloud9 sent packing. One back from Axile cost him a great deal. That was magical.
He got, the flash when he first pushed, was that a team flash?
I think it was, yeah, mistimed.
And then he still gets 3 kills. He still pulls that out of his ass. That is massive. Just as the game, just as the direction that we're going is Cloud9 starting to mount a couple of T-sided rounds on the board. They get stopped like that.
Oh, we are definitely seeing that one again. And
yeah.
like a proud father, he pats him on the shoulder. Damn, I mean, when ZywOo's not on, when dupreeh's not on, it's Magisk who steps up.
So was a team flash that like hit him in the back there by the looks of things?
That second onto Hobbit and the audacity to find Shiro. I do like how often when we cut to Magisk's player cam, the immediate end of round, he's glancing at the, oh, hang on, a legend.
Get right in the building.
A legend of the game in attendance. Just as Magisk is in this game.
Well, the whole conversation has changed. I thought Cloud9 had Vitality right where they wanted them.
Yeah.
Because that would have been a round win. Vitality would have had to have ecoed. At that point, we're looking at 5 rounds for Cloud9, potentially 6 when you go into the final. Axel, not done yet. Looking for something. Gets an opener onto Magisk, takes down the hero of the previous. Nafany will combine onto dupreeh and the rotation in.
Yeah, there's something to be said about this one, especially with Spinks only getting... Oh, he gets both! And Axel, he's ready for you. Still sharper tool. And ZywOo with the first.
Bomb's not even there. Look, Hobbit's about to make his way from long into the site. ZywOo trying to rotate back, but they're going to be in his face. He needs to be aware of this.
Yeah, he's considered it, even flirting with the bank idea. There's Hobbit, ZywOo clutching up with a one-on-one now. Buster, he's brave. He goes for the plant. ZywOo's crosshair prime and ready. That is beautiful. ZywOo so cool. He keeps a cold head on his shoulders, ice in his veins. As Cloud9 cannot find anything to go for them.
And the star trio of Vitality are here on Overpass. ZywOo now showing us exactly what he's got. Spinks has been doing it throughout the map, and Magisk, well, he had his 3-piece freed in the previous.
Whoa.
What a shot, the laser beam. Nothing can go wrong for Vitality right now, 11-3.
That's why he prefers the rifle, Chad, because he can win rounds like that.
That was a 3-on-5.
He made it look so pedestrian, just banging him out. That second onto Hobbit, the third as well. It's all crosshair placement. The adjustments are minimal, if not required. And this is the final round of their T side. Can Cloud9 muster a fourth? They've got one smoke and a decoy to their name. And ZywOo feeling themselves right now. Is he really going to take that AK up against the orb? Not brave enough for that immediately. Buster's coming looking. They don't have flashes, it's just going to be jiggles. ZywOo, oh, they've passed him. He's under a lot of scrutiny here.
What?
Overlooking him. They're assuming it's clear, and Shiro does meet his fate at the hands of the AK. Finally found, but Cloud9 flustered.
A real thorn in their side as Smoke to deny the upper bathrooms. The rotation back down towards Connector here, and they will be greeted by dupreeh. You can see tucked into the left-hand side of this sandbag. Have to be diligent on the clear. Axel, and he's not. dupreeh looking for the double up. Hobbit with the trade.
That's a lot. They're heading in towards Magisk. Or changing their minds as well. Thinking twice about this one.
And they have to make a choice now. 25 seconds left on the clock. Spinks over towards long right now.
They've got flashes. They can delay them. They can make this really awkward. Apex is just going to throw them over. Yep, one and another.
If
Still
Apex
on
takes
his belt.
contact, this is over. Spinks will kill them all.
The distraction is Apex. All eyes on him. And that's the tag he needed. As all the attention's drawn and the round pulls into the station. At the hands of Spinks. Pulls it across the line. 12. The bar set high. Cloud9 down in the dumps after some domination to start.
so tough, but mine's too happy. Just too sharp with the prize. White girls gotta tell me I'm awesome, yeah. Hot like fire on a pine. If you wanna touch me, please just touch me, 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 touch me.
And so we find ourselves at the very end of this semi-final. It has gone the distance, and it's been a roller coaster of ups and downs. Would be a pretty boring roller coaster otherwise, but still, Vitality have got 12 in the bank, Chad. 3, a meager 3 for Cloud9, and it has been such a very clear change in momentum. That second half of our second map, and now in the final half of this series, Vitality have got a firm grip on the throat of Cloud9.
Can't put a foot wrong right now. Everybody's stepping up with some massive moments. And as mentioned only moments ago, the Star Trio is online to close things down. Magis continuing that rampage. A Goosh and a death onto Hobbit as they sprint in towards the B-bomb side.
Taking it in turns are these Danes to dominate. Buster, that's nice. Takes down the short player, hiding around the pillar. Smoke buys time, and frags from Nafany. Welcome for the Cloud9 fans. And it's only ZywOo. They have repelled the entire commitment. They had all the bodies in the right places in order to have a competitive start.
This would be a statement, wouldn't it? That's the first, 21-5 right now.
This would be more than a statement, Chad. This would ruin them.
He's got plenty of time to try and piece this one together. Axel over towards Graffiti. Buster in the pit. Shiro tucking tail at the barrels, waiting to activate late.
You've got everything you need. Everything. The bomb in front of you. Your teammates on the site with you. Every avenue for ZywOo covered. Axel on these jiggles. That's the first fight he's looking for, and does just manage to distract. Takes engagements. He gets another one. No, no, no! ZywOo's doing it! Only Axel remains! And he's done it! The absolute best to ever touch this game! ZywOo is insane! As Cloud9 have their mental health ripped apart by a single Frenchman!
Oh, they've evaporated in front of us here today. ZywOo will not be stopped. A 1-on-4 for round 13. And look how easy. 360s on him.
Oh my God, it's absolutely horrific. You can't look away. You just can't. Goosebumps in Rio. At the hands and fingertips of Mathieu Herbeau.
Pick him up, break him over your knee. Cloud9 are cooked. Absolutely destroyed. Ripped limb from limb as they take an eco to give away 14. To think how close they were. How close. 4 rounds away from 2-0ing the series, from putting themselves in that grand final, to giving themselves something to wipe the major tears away at night.
I mean, that's all it was, Chad. That's what it was supposed to be. And instead, this just feels like a nail in the Cloud9 coffin.
You look at what this does, though, for Vitality. It is clear, and we have heard it from the staff, that the mental has been a massive piece of this puzzle. The players in this team, there's never been a question about your ZywOos. There was only a matter of time until your Sphinxes showed up, and the experience of the other 3 pieced together now. With communication, it was a problem. They've had more than enough time to try their tongue at English now. It's this mental side that looks to be refined, and what a time to do it in the playoffs of IEM Rio on that runway to the major, just around the corner. This could be the ascension of Vitality, just in the nick of time.
We saw a tweet from the sports psychologist of Vitality, a part of 3 of Astralis' major wins, putting a lot of effort into their mental game, and yeah, they've pulled themselves up by their bootstraps in the face of adversity, of imminent defeat.
This would be stylish. 5 SMGs on the first gun round, huh?
Well, that would be a kettle or a step too far. Hobbit does get warded off of his aggressive CT maneuver.
I like this approach early. Just get your standard map control, push them back, make sure they're not in playground, make sure they're not investigating all the way up.
Sure.
That far in your face. Now with these SMGs, regroup back towards B and just go for a set piece. You have the run and gun up your favor. And guess what? They're messing with a few players who are missing head armor.
Oh, you're right. A couple of opportunities, definitely. 5 SMGs, though. I mean, this is the most bonus a bonus round can get.
And it might be beautiful.
Will they really twist the knife with lesser guns? Charging into Hobbit, good for the first. It's Nafany, repels another, and solid so far. Everyone wins their duels bar one. Buster unable to muster a single frag, but yes, Spinks, he's got 4. Well aware of where he is with the bomb on the floor. It's all said and done, this one. 30 seconds, yeah, sure. Let's take a couple of rifles away. Nafany, nice position. He wasn't ready for it. Does adjust for one more. It's only 4. 14-4, ladies and gentlemen.
Look as well, you have ZywOo on 27, Spinks on 23. That is exactly what the doctor ordered. That's 50 kills combined. On the other side of the server, Shiro's been putting up a fight once more, 17 in total for him. Seems like everybody else has gone a little bit missing here. But this is the CT side now, and if you were ever going to put up the blue wall, if you were ever going to have some multi-kills attested to your name, this would be the sign to do exactly that. But remember, the bonus round means Vitality can get out full rifles, 5 AKs, U2. And we're in the thick of things now. This setup here does look like they want to test over towards B again. Remember when we were casting them in the first few days of this tournament? Oh, they got through. They're through.
Oh.
That's the entries from dupreeh.
Buster was just pulling out his nades. Caught off guard now in tailspinner Cloud9. Running, gunning, straight for Nafany. Holds on for the first. Good adjustment out of Spinks. He knows there's another. Hobbit's name was in the feed behind the smoke. Spinks. Shiro tapping away onto Apex. Hobbit still contributing. Spinks should have him. Waiting for clarity. On the fade, does delete him. Axel trying to hold his nerve on this one. Perfect crosshair. Seals the fate of another. Triple on the entry. Spinks, oh, he does go down, but ZywOo's there. There's another round for Vitality. They can take it in turns, Chad. Across this series, across this entire series, we've seen ZywOo, Spinks, Magisk, and dupreeh, all with round impact and series impact. And here in the final map, Cloud9 lost.
In what's about to be the final round.
What do they do, Chad?
They take a timeout, they have a conversation, they have a chit chat, and that allows the real desperation of the situation to set in. At the high end, before the purchases come through, you have 3.5 on Axel. At the low end, you get about 2.4 on Buster. And you know that doesn't go too far. Groove with his parting words. Any encouragement he can muster here, but this is about to be another Cloud9 defeat when they were in the driver's seat.
Almost nightmarish of mental barriers for this team. They're starting to believe it. They start feeling it, that they're losing their grip every time this red carpet is rolled out for them. And Vitality stubborn. Holding on for dear life in the second, but this one, I'll tell you what, it's an 11-round haul demanded of Cloud9's defense. And it's sure, if we could turn their whirring brains off, these individuals with these weapons, they can convert this round. Oh. Good flash. Gets himself out. dupreeh's going walkabout. Axel, long toilet side, flashed in, good hold. First found, that's an opening for Cloud9. Axel just wants to hold on to it, doesn't want to lose it to a hunting ZywOo. And Apex, this is very brave. Buster does not overcook it, and a nice deep smoke will buy time.
Yeah, interesting not to see the Buster swing off of that. Had an opportunity there, but wanted to be as safe as houses as ZywOo braves the smoke. Axel with the jiggles on the other side, and ZywOo has not been missing. The flash is great, comes out and goes down to Axel. He recovered quicker.
Indicative of another round of play, unless Magis can farm up another. Axel clear of long. An advantage from Cloud9 still present, but lesser. Shiro, oh, great shot! Nails it on the scout. Puts Apex and Spinks into a two-man disadvantage.
They're just going to save this one here. Hold on to these AKs. So Cloud9 will grab themselves a constellation round. Can they find themselves any constellation rifles? I think they're all a little bit too far away to scoop up. Shiro's going to brave this, see if he can get an AK, and will. So that's not too bad, but right now, and I know that we're seeing very crazy things unfold here today, but this one, considering the circumstances, considering the vibe that's in the air here in Rio.
Considering the pistol round of this half. It's AKs, it's light. This is what Cloud9 were hoping for. Slightly limited resources on Vitality. Opening moves, good nade, chips away, and ZywOo surging into the playground.
Spinks, you can see with this gap that's been manufactured by that smoke, they lob out from spawn onto the offensive. CT Molotov has given him more than enough room to call short clear. So know what lies around the corner with the sandbags, but that nade is very telling, right? That helps him understand that, sure, they're more passive on the side. They were worried about me having a more forward presence. They're combing towards A right now. They haven't done the standard U2, right? They haven't been able to afford exactly that, so this might just be the crawl in towards Axal's domain. You can see him in the bathrooms, on the ready.
He's got very little in the way of support. He's really, a one-man army!
Life support.
Yeah, now, Magis Deagle. A single bullet is all he needs right between the eyes as he takes the load off of Axal's shoulders. And it feels very uncomfortable for Shiro, staring at the wall. Nades raining in, he wants something off his flash, and he does deliver. First onto Spinks, but more required out of Shiro, trying to be that hero for the boys. And his teammates are there with him. Nafany good in the back, a double of his own design on the FAMAS. ZywOo, one to be feared. Looking on his A game right here, right now. Look how swift he moves, but he's not ready for this one. A gap taken, Hobbit will profit. And another round for Cloud9.
And a buffer now. Cloud9 can buy themselves an extra round with that round win. So it should be the eco from Vitality. They've been humbled here. They wanted to close this one as quick as you like, but now they'll have to wait a moment longer. So Cloud9 have a chance to breathe. They can take a bit of a breath here. They can try and center themselves for this home stretch to close things down. But it would be quite the mountain to climb as Vitality have actually invested a little bit of cash here. Loss bonus 2,400 into the next, so everyone's spent. Oh, I feel there's maybe a couple who have overspent. But if they win this one, then it'll be justified.
Yeah, there's something that happens when you get to 15 and they say, right, let's just do a deco.
It makes me question what the next round's going to look like. It might just be another half buy because they have so many rounds to work with here. Like if you're only going to get 2,400 into the next round and your name's Magis, you don't have a buy, right? You have a Galil. Maybe they're happy to do a Galil rifle round. Or maybe they're happy to do two partial investments round after round. So either can be justified here at this point, especially with 15 to your name.
Still, objective would be to keep Cloud9 humble. You can see not much in the way of additional funds. Axal and Shiro, this is the pairing you'd hope can handle these Deagles with ease. Magis brought to his knees. Axal and Shiro working in unison. That's the ZywOo D.
And the 30.
Casual. 30 to 8. Nice shot, Axal. Punishes Apex for sticking around too long.
But it is these two, and Spinks gets a one-on-one on B. Oh, that was the chance. Yeah, that was the opportunity. Buster suck him up, and it will just be ZywOo. This will be a 1-on-4 with the ace, and a little bit of damage done, but position given over. 30 seconds left. They can start to scamper to his position, and they'll deal with him any second now. The pivot will take another for his troubles, and you said damage. This is decent damage. 2 kills in total. So Magis with that 3,600, Dupree automatically buys into a Deagle and armor, so it will just be another Deagle round. So this is Vitality, understanding the lay of the land, knowing where the loss bonus is at, knowing that they want everything to finish here.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'd be you'd be very critical if they did start whipping out those Galils, right?
Yeah, if it was just 4 spies, all right, guys, like this is a little bit crazy. This is conservative and understandable.
It's more reinforced, you know, there's more Kevlar. There's a smoke, as you can see, as that gives them a bit more pace out of the containment molly. You got dupreeh going looking for any of those early aggressive maneuvers, but for Cloud9, it's not in their interest.
No, and my biggest question in the next round is if the ZywOo AWP doesn't come out, then why didn't they just take a full eco in the previous? And then they would have had to buy this round. But anyway, that's not to debate here and now. That's a discussion for another time. Because still, every round is do or die for Cloud9.
Sure. That margin for error is gone. And plenty of it. But the slack, gone. Cycling through their util, there'll be micro victories for Vitality. Keep that CT rebuy.
It's just one of these milkman rounds, right? Just milking out all of the nades from the CTs. Making sure that at least they'll have to reinvest that into the next. They don't have any real utility other than the ZywOo smoke.
Three-man setup here, and Hobbit delivers.
It's the bomb as well.
Monitoring the situation. It's a Majestic for the one, but they've got the explosives in their grasp, and Buster doesn't need to be taking these fights, but delivers it all the same. Monster on lock. dupreeh will punish him for advancing further. dupreeh's Deagle overpass. It was a couple of years ago. Not now.
All right, well, the fun and games is over here. Buy will come out. I don't think ZywOo is going to buy an AWP.
So from 15 to 4. Now 8 on the door. Cloud9 still with a mammoth task ahead of them. ZywOo has pulled out that AWP. These two conservative investments have enabled him to pull out the big green. And off the rip, priority for underpass control, uncontested by Cloud9.
It's crazy how many smokes Vitality used early there. They extinguished one, they dropped one towards the door, and they also used one over towards the pipe here where Spinx is. That's just faded. And that's just to help them get map control. So to finish, they only have one smoke because ZywOo couldn't buy one with the AWP and Kevlar option that he's picked here. So they have only one smoke available for the finish on the round, and that is on Apex.
Shiro's on his signature weapon, and they're going to send him in. ZywOo versus Shiro.
Oh.
Looking the wrong way. No! Shiro bests him. Hidden away on the boost, and a second beheading onto Apex. This is the kind of Shiro you need awake and alert. He's doing so much for the Cloud9 squad. 26 frags. As Axile doesn't deliver. He actually dinked him up, but dupreeh still finds the head and adjusts nicely. Shiro's going looking for the finish. He does know he's low, and that's a free frag. Stabilizes the aim. Doesn't want to let that one slip away.
And I think if you're Magic and you want to transition back, you have to go past Shiro's AWP. So now it's just Spinx on B with no hope of winning the round here. The bomb, no man's land, just wants to take a fight. Will get it onto Buster, but Hobbit will get that trade. And Cloud9 continue the winning ways. 4 for Shiro to get himself up to 28 kills. He's really trying here, Shiro.
He's giving it everything he's got. 28. And you'll see this one. Like, it looked like he'd been caught out,
right?
But just adjusts.
But I think they flubbed the run boost a little bit there as well. So it worked out in his favor.
Bang, 4 added to his tally. And this is an intriguing one. Yeah, Spinx has been given the green light to go all in. See if he can make some space for the boys. Tucks in tight to the left side.
They're just going to try and explode Monster here with some flashes from Apex. They're going in. Oh, and there's the entry. That's a big kill. They don't have to commit to this now. They've given themselves a number advantage to work with. The Magisk on the boost isn't going to find anybody. They've stayed out of sight for now.
Still a chance here. Buster's not ready.
Oh!
Magisk is
Not like this.
down. Cloud9. They need this one. Limited from Vitality, but oh dear, only one. Axile low. Shiro has to be the hero, pushing corners, hitting shots, but it's only the tag. Cloud9 hopes and dreams fall apart, and Vitality sail to the grand finals of IEM Rio. dupreeh and Magisk embraced immediately, both of them pulling their weight and then some. ZywOo stepping up on the third as well. A full team effort. And you've got to...